Okay. Hi, this is Me Before Mom, the podcast that helps moms stay connected to themselves while doing the most important job they'll ever have. And I'm your host, Bert Anderson. Hey guys, it is Bert, and you are listening to Me Before Mom. And today we're going to talk about something totally fun. We're talking about girls' weekends, or moms' weekends, or moms' night outs, or girls' night outs, or whatever you want to call them. So I recently went on a girls' weekend. It had been, I'm trying to think now, like 2 years since I had been on one, which is really, really sad to say, but life happens. The pandemic happened, and I just kind of stopped traveling and doing things because the world stopped. Do you like my dramatic pause for effect, guys? That's how it felt. Life just stopped. Pre-pandemic, I did a lot of traveling. I went on like 2 press trips a year, and I realized as I was getting ready to go on this girls' weekend that traveling and getting away was really good for my kids because it allowed them to separate me, especially my youngest, needed to have that separation from me because she's very much a mama's girl. And it kind of forces her to depend on her dad, my husband. And when I am around, she just doesn't do that because she only sees me. And so when I was traveling frequently, there was a nice steady routine and a flow. And so we had, that was just like an easy way to have that happen. And then, the pandemic happened, traveling stopped, everything came to a standstill. So it had been a while. So she was very nervous about me going away for an entire weekend. My go to method of handling when my kids are worrying, I don't know if it's right, I don't know if it's wrong, is to just kind of be like, it's fine. You're going to be fine. And I try to not make a big deal out of it. Again, I have no idea if that's right. Hopefully, I'm not scarring her too much. Um, I just don't know what to say because I'm still going to go on my girls' weekend. I'm not going to stay home. Because my mom went away on trips and she never stayed home when I wanted her to stay home. And I'm okay. I'm an adult and I'm fine. So it's okay, right? Yes, it is okay. Um, so I went away with some girlfriends. Like I said, it'd been like 2 years. It was a group of us. We had never gone anywhere together in a long time, like ever. And it was amazing how driving away from my house, I've immediately felt relaxed. Like it was so refreshing to step away from being responsible for meals and driving kids places and trying to stay on top of the laundry that I suck at and never happens, and having to clean up food and all the things that come with being a parent, and not to mention a work from home parent and all the deadlines that I have with work. It was so nice and refreshing to step away from that and not have it all weekend. And I could get that if I, left, and went away, by myself or went away with my husband. But there's something about being able to go away with my girlfriends that just, I don't know, it makes it a little sweeter. And I don't know if it's because I'm with other women who are like they're all capable of taking care of themselves, if that makes sense. Like we all chose to be responsible for a meal. Um, we brought snacks. We each brought some drinks. Um, we discussed all of that. Some of the women were incredibly detail oriented. I am not. I don't do these girl trips that often. My friend Sally does them all the time and has a very good system going on. Um, it was it it was so fun though. And we had no agenda. Like we weren't trying to go all over the place. Um, we were just very laid back. And the place that we went to was this cabin in Minnesota. And it's called the River Retreat. And it's interesting, the family that owns this cabin set it up because they wanted to have a place, and it was to honor their father who had passed away. But they wanted to offer a place for people to come to truly relax. And I didn't realize this until I was actually looking at like just the place on the last day. But there were no clocks that you could visibly see in like easily in the living rooms, because there was a upstairs and a downstairs. I mean, there wasn't like a wall clock. Of course, there was like, the kitchen clock. So you really got to relax because I had no concept of time when I was up there. But it was great to go and laugh. There is nothing like getting together with your friends and just acting a fool. I mean, it brings out like the inner junior higher in me. And it's just so much fun. And you remember who you are. And I think in this stage of motherhood, or honestly, like any time of life, whether you're a mom or not, I think it's so important for us to step away from our responsibilities and be able to kind of just be and just be who we are with people that we feel comfortable with. And if you want to sleep in, you can sleep in. Um, if you want to get up early, you can get up early. It's so it is so important. So maybe you're listening to this and you're like, I don't have friends. I'm sure you have some friends. I mean, think about that. Like you've got to have like maybe do you have a sister or a sister-in-law or a cousin? Mom? Do you have a mom, grandma, anybody? Find someone and go somewhere with them. Do not bring your child. They're not invited. You love them and they know that, and you will love them and like them even more when you get back. Bring some games, have fun, have no agenda. How often in life do we plan to go and do something without an agenda? We live in such a planned out, calculated world that I think it is good for the soul to go away and do absolutely nothing. It would drive my husband crazy because he likes to have a project all the time. That's how he relaxes. At least that's what he says. I don't understand it because I am not that person, but he totally is. But I need the time And it's almost like I need to leave my house to give myself the permission to step away from all of my responsibility so I can just be myself, not be Bert the mom or Bert the social media manager or Bert the author or Bert the podcaster or Bert the housekeeper. Or I mean, all think of all the different hats you wear in a day. That's a lot of different hats. And I'm not even technically done listing all of them. When do you get a chance to go someplace and just be you? Like when do I get to go someplace and just be Bert? So I think it's incredibly important to at least once or twice a year take the time, plan it out, and make it happen. Your partner can handle the kids. If you do not have a partner, find a family member or a friend you trust to be with your kids. It is so important for you to be able to have this time to not only relax and step away, but to be able to have that community and that chance to laugh and be with other people who are in a similar stage of life as you. Because humans, we were not meant to do life alone. That's not how we were created. And I think the pandemic taught all of us during those early days of lockdown when we were all confined to our houses that we needed each other. And sitting behind a screen, communicating with each other, was not the same as being face to face. Talking on the phone was not the same as sitting down and having dinner together. Technology is great, and it was great as far as keeping us connected when we couldn't be together during the first part of the pandemic. But it is not how life is meant. It's not life, it's not living. So if you've been dying to go on a girls' trip, this is your permission. No, this is your assignment to go on a girls' trip. It doesn't have to be expensive either. If you get enough people that you trust to go, it doesn't have to break the bank. If you live in a city, so like I live in the Twin Cities, we went a little north of the Twin Cities because the closer you go into Minneapolis, the more expensive it is. And we were able to find this cabin. We split it amongst, I think there were 8 of us. And it was it was under like $150 total for me. And it was a Friday, Saturday, and I went home on Sunday afternoon. It doesn't have to be incredibly expensive. If you have the means to spend and splurge, that's great. I've heard of some people getting together and having like a sleepover at another person's house, and the rest of the family like kind of goes away and does something else. That's another really great option. Have a little staycation with your friends. Of course, that's kind of different if you're the one who's hosting, because then you feel like you're on display and you have to host. But if you're the kind of person like me who doesn't really care and is okay with letting people like help themselves in their house, then it's okay. If it doesn't stress you out, it doesn't stress me out. I just think that I think we just wait for life to slow down and for life to happen. And I think we need to stop waiting for life to slow down. Because if I've learned anything after almost 13 years of parenting, it doesn't ever slow down. It only gets busier. And when my son was a newborn, I thought for sure the older he got, the more time I would have because I wouldn't be breastfeeding and I wouldn't be trying to get somebody to go to sleep. I wouldn't have to be hand feeding someone or changing diapers. Um, but now, like I've told you guys, I'm a personal assistant, keeping track of everybody's schedule, driving them all over creation, managing what is happening with school, homework, all that stuff. It doesn't slow down. Life never slows down. We have to make it slow down. Take the time, make it slow down. You will thank me later. Trust me. If you do go on a girls' trip, there's this game that you have to play, and I'm going to do my best to try to explain it to you. Hopefully, you have to have like more than, I would say you have to have like 6 people. So it's kind of like charades. Um, Everybody puts three, it could be like a thing. It can't really be a place. It can be a thing or a person. And you write it down and you put it in a bowl. So the first round, you can use any word you want to describe that subject. The second round, and you're just going through the bowl. And and so when you finish all of the words in the bowl, that starts like the second round. And you're on teams. I don't know if I said that. I'm really bad at explaining instructions and games, guys. So bear with me. So first round, use any word you can to describe the thing except for saying that word. So let's say I said Golden Girls. I would say Rose, Blanche, Dorothy, Florida, and somebody would say Golden Girls. And then I would move quickly on to the next whatever word I pulled out of the basket. And I forget what, I have a certain amount of time, and then the next person on my team goes. So we keep going until, our time is up. We count how many we get right, and then the other team goes. And then when all of the little pieces of paper have been answered in the bowl, then we put the pieces of paper back into the bowl and the next round begins. And round 2, you have to act everything out. So no words, just acting. So again, if my word was Golden Girls, I would bend over and act like an old woman walking. And then hopefully they would understand what I was doing. And then that goes on until, again, the bowl is empty. And then the third round, you can only say one word to describe whatever word it is you have. So again, because I've told you that it's the Golden Girls, I might say something like Blanche if I was thinking. The problem is when you've done this game and there are like, for us, there were eight of us playing. You have so many people playing and so many people guessing and doing different things that you forget all of the words that have already been guessed and are already in this bowl. And it is so hilarious. I don't think I have laughed so hard in my entire life as I have playing this game. And it's so simple and ridiculous, but it is so fun. I have to find the instructions because I for sure am not doing it justice right now. What is it called? I don't even know what it's called. 3 words in a bowl? Maybe we'll call it that. Super fun. You have to play that. So games are a must on a girls' weekend. You have to have really yummy food, of course. Not healthy food unless you're going on a yoga retreat. Then it can be healthy food. And let's see what else. You have to have some drinks, some beverages, but be responsible. We don't want anybody to go and make a bad decision. And just have fun and enjoy life and forget for like a few days that you are a responsible mom and just be who you are as yourself, who's not responsible for anything. And I totally 100% want to hear if you are going on a girls' weekend or if you have gone on a girls' weekend. And bonus points if you listen to this episode and then we're like, okay, that's it. I'm going on a girls' weekend. That will just make my heart so happy. Now I want to go plan another girls' weekend. I think I'm going to go do that. That's a way to be kind to yourself, friends. Plan a girls' weekend. So, above all else, be kind to yourself. Always be kind. Hi, guys. That sounded super creepy. I'm sorry. I should totally sing this part because guess what? We're going to talk about music. On
music.
What is Bert listening to and singing with Sarah?
Yay.
Okay, you're the singer. That was your like cue to sing.
Oh, I'm more of like a talker.
Like
sorry.
Like you rap?
I guess. I talk sing.
Really? That's not easy to do. My very white middle child came upstairs to me yesterday and informed me that she was now a rapper, and I'm a little afraid of what that means.
That means you better get her her own SoundCloud channel and a face tattoo stat.
We'll see. Again, extremely white, lives in the suburbs of Minnesota. Yes, and my youngest child wants a DJ table, but she can't say the word DJ.
Oh, that's cute.
So she says, I want a DJ table.
I feel on her level lately.
Mm-hmm.
I want a DJ table.
The DJ table. I want a DJ table, Mom. You know, with the headphones, with the big things on your ears. And I'm like, oh, a DJ. Where do you even get a DJ table that doesn't cost a ton of money?
Don't know.
I don't know either. Maybe I'll make one out of cardboard.
I think that's a good idea.
That's not what we're talking about, though, guys. We are talking about music. Music. So, I love Disney movies. We all love Disney. Broadway is great, but sometimes, especially if you are going to sports games for your kids, you got to listen to some music that pumps you up a little bit and doesn't bore you to tears. So For sure. So if we're not listening to, well, I guess now it's classic grunge rock, classic because it's oldies from the 90s.
Good times.
I know. I call that my children's musical education. I'm like, okay, now we're going to have our musical education and we're going to listen to Mom's 90s music.
What, do you like Nirvana?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
hello?
Nirvana is so good.
So good. um, Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh yes.
Oh, so great.
You make me want
Um,
to wear my plaid shirts.
I know. I was all into that. Plaid shirts, oversized plaid shirts, and like the different color plaid shirts. Anyways, like really greasy hair. I was really good at that too because I was going through puberty. Anyway,
This is important knowledge,
I,
okay?
this is very important. So, when we're not listening to that stuff, I have found on Spotify that even though I made fun of Kids Bop in the past, it is actually not that bad.
I agree.
Yep. If you want to listen to pop music and you don't want to worry about the random curse words coming out, Kids Bop is definitely the safe place to go, a safe bet.
You know, and they kind of like stick with the times. Like they keep the kids like updated
They
with
do.
the good hits.
They do. And sometimes they will change a word a little bit so that it doesn't mean what it means in the song.
Huh.
Because
Interesting.
I don't have any references off the top of my head, but I've gone back and I've listened to like some of the rock songs that I used to listen to when I was a kid, and I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, like Britney Spears' Hit Me Baby One More Time. That's not rock, but still. I can't believe I sang that all the time.
I know. What does that even mean?
Well, somebody asked me what it meant when I was in high school, and I remember being like, abuse? Does it mean abuse?
Is that what it means? I was hoping it was poetry for something that
No,
I
I
didn't
think it's like,
understand.
no, I think it's actually sex. I don't think it's abuse, but
That's what I thought. Okay, that's okay. Brittany, you can get away with that.
yeah, she can. But like that, and gosh, what else? There were so many there were so many other songs like my kids were starting to sing and I was like, ooh, why are we singing this?" I'm making a weird face, guys. You can't see my weird face.
That's pretty weird, you know, family vibe to vibe on.
But if you think about it, guys, the stuff that we were listening to when we were kids, hopefully didn't make us crazy lunatics who were bad for society. Because that, if that happened, we were already going down that path. I don't think it was the music that did it.
Right. You're just attracted to that music when you're already on that path.
Exactly. So I don't think that you can mess up your kids too much by the music that they listen to.
And also, the more you try to restrict them, the more they'll like think it's cool. So that doesn't even work.
Exactly. It doesn't. It 100% doesn't. But I don't like, I totally have found that I am turning into one of those older people who's like, what music is this? This doesn't even sound like it. It all sounds the same in my day.
I feel that way when I listen to dubstep or Skrillex
Yes.
or something. I'm like, this is not okay. Whatever this is so bad.
I don't understand. I don't understand how this is. How do people make money? And this is considered talent.
Drugs.
Probably.
Probably.
Probably drugs. If you guys happen to like any kids songs, kids bop songs, or other songs that are good and not annoying, let us know.
Yeah, send in your favorite Kids Bop
Kids bop.
homages.
Yes. My favorite was my kids Macklemore's what was it? The Raise the Roof one. And he had the oh gosh. It was the na 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 na. You know that song?
Yeah, totally. I
And
don't know
all
what
my
it's called.
people said so my kids knew all of the words to that when they were like 3, 4 years old, and it was adorable to hear them singing to it because Kids Bop did a version, and I was like, oh, this is so cute.
That is cute.
So cute.
Aw.
Okay, so cute. But anyways, okay, guys, that's it. Let us know what you think. And that is a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for listening. And in case you were wondering, Me Before Mom is hosted by me, Bert Anderson. And it is produced by the lovely and talented Sarah Abdel All. You can also check out Matriarch DM for all of the show notes, as well as other amazing podcasts for women by women. And don't forget to check out my own website, bertmanderson.com, so you can see what's going on in my world. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you guys next time.